Hi guys, and welcome back to Crypto Chester. Today I'm here to talk to you about SEI, a layer 1 blockchain that is about to have an absolutely outstanding upgrade that I want to talk to you guys about. In this video, we're going to be breaking this down from a fundamental perspective and also a technical analysis perspective. We're going to be bringing up the chart, looking at where we can be trading this, how we can make some money trading this, and then to end the video, we're going to be breaking down a price prediction to see how high this asset could be going and how much money we could be making buying and holding this asset for the future. So without further ado, let's get straight into this lovely update. If you like SEI, drop a little like on the video. It does help out the channel tremendously. And also I want to know where you got in if you have already. Now SEI, as I said, is a layer 1 blockchain that is built basically for a parallel use case, a parallel execution, which basically means that it's a lot more scalable, and two, it supports it's EVM compatible, which basically means that if you're coding something on, say, Ethereum, for example, you can actually, the code can be bridged over to SEI to support the same projects. Now, this does work with other chains as well, and there is actually, like they say here, a giga upgrade, which will deliver 50x times improvements for the EVM chain here throughout, which is very interesting. So as far as layer 1 blockchains go, this is as far as EVM layer 1 blockchains go, it is currently actually claiming to be one of the best, but currently underpriced, only currently at around $1.5 billion in market cap here to date, which is pretty low in comparison to other EVM chains. Okay, so you can see here that that they got 400 ms, time to finality is actually very fast there, 100 megaegas per second here, and basically mega transactions per second here, and yeah, you can see 3.3B plus transactions here, supported by some very big institutions in the space here. You can see Coinbase, you can see Pyth, you can see Jump, and other VC firms that are involved with this chain as well. So overall, guys, this is a chain that is basically still in its sort of discovery phase, still having its sort of unlocks take place here. It is on the newest side of the layer 1 blockchains, but it is still doing very well. One thing I do want to talk to you guys very quickly about is the actual pump that we have seen here for this asset in the last sort of week or so. It's gone up pretty much roughly around 50%. It's been very violent in the chart, and I want to explain to you guys basically why and a reason why I think that is. If you look at this unlocking period here over on CMC, you can go check that out yourself. We're actually at the steepest level for unlocking right now. So this is where the supply basically gets distributed out into the circulating supply here that is currently circulating supply will gradually continuously go up as the unlocks take place. So you can see every sort of month here, they're unlocking chunks of supply, okay? And right now we are in the area where they're actually unlocking the most at a specific time. So this actually dies out on the 26th of August, it dies out and it actually gets smaller as this thing progresses. So basically, it's going to be less detrimental to the price of this asset every month as the unlocks happen. So basically, when the unlocks happen, sometimes you can have sell-offs. This can actually be a negative impact on the price because they would be pulling liquidity out of the chart itself. But we are literally 2 unlocks away now from the bigger side of the unlocks happening, okay, which is a bullish sign. And usually we do see the chart actually have a bit of bullish progression coming to the end of sort of a bearish narrative put down on the coin. Now, this thing has been reacting quite nicely here over the last few months, weeks or so. So if we look at the daily here, you can see it's down 8%, expected because the last 7 days it's been up 50% near enough here. The last month up 20%, and in the last year down a dirty 24%, which isn't actually too bad in comparison to a lot of other coins out there. Now, as promised, guys, let's get into the chart and let's look at basically how we can make some money trading this asset now here on the micro time frames, and then we're going to go into a lovely price prediction to see how high this asset could be going in the future and how much basic money we could be making, okay? Because obviously that's why we're here. We're here to make cold hard cash, okay? So let's describe this chart to start us off here. You can see here that we do have what is called an upward sloping parallel channel. Now, upward sloping parallel channels are built from 2 trend lines pointing to the upside in a parallel stance. Okay, so the gap between these are they're exactly identical with supporting levels and of support, and then supporting resistance points as well on the top side. Now this is a super important chart pattern because this does tend to usually mean a breakdown, guys. So this is where we could be trading this in the future if the chart does actually come down and we do see crypto really hit the descents. We will be looking for a lovely short position breaking this trend line to the lower side, because basically that's just what this chart pattern does. Okay, it's favorable to trade it that way. Now, you're probably asking, how can we trade this now? It's obviously just pumped a massive amount here. What I would say is just look at this 12-hour volume weighted ATR band. This has come down very violently. We usually have pretty heavy rejection from this bad boy in previous price action. You can see it's not light. Okay, it's very aggressive to the downside when we do actually reject off this. And you can see it's 10-20% moves here when essentially this does happen. So in terms of what we are seeing right now, we're at the top of this chart pattern, which has seen multiple levels of resistance here play out in previous price action. We have got the 12-hour volume weighted ATR band that we're getting rejected off as well, but we're currently resting on the 7 SMA on the 12-hour. Now the 7 SMA on the 12-hour here is very interesting here, because it's basically holding us up. Now, if this stops holding us up in terms of support, we will break down. And you can see there's actually a really nice gap for this chart, basically back into this chart pattern, this macro chart pattern. And what that means for this asset, guys, it means there's quite a nice short position. Now, this short position is built up by a lot of moving averages getting in our way on other time frames as well. So what we're looking for here, we're looking for the gaps. We're looking for the gaps in between these moving averages as potential take profits, okay? So you can see here, this move itself would be considered a 13% trade here, but what you're going to be doing here, you're going to be shorting it. You're going to be setting your first take profit at 1.92% here. Obviously not financial advice, do your own research. 1.92%, and then from that point onwards, you're basically going to take your stop loss, which probably should be somewhere like there, and then you're going to be basically riding this bad boy down here continuously as this thing drops. But once you hit your first take profit, you take this stop loss, move your stop loss to your entry point, and then you're sat there, your hands are in the air, you've already taken a nice bit of profit, and you're in a risk-free position that has the potential to run. The potential to run all the way down to that 13.79% for that 55 MA, like we discussed like we discussed earlier. So that is sort of the trade that I would be looking out for there. But as promised, let's get into a nice SEI price prediction. So the SEI price prediction here for the future on how much money we could be making looks something like this. As discussed, we have been in this this upward slope and parallel channel for a while. So ideally, we want to see us break. If we're looking at market structure here, we are breaking highs here. It is looking good. We're seeing massive moves to the upside. If we're looking at all-time highs for this asset over on this chart, the all-time high would be up at around $1.17. Now, $1.17 is the all-time high. If we were simply just to buy this asset now at 27 cents, in the next year, next 2-3 years or so, you could potentially be seeing this asset explode right back to all-time high. It's very likely this happens, guys. And remember, it's a 1 to 3 year hold in this crypto market right now. It's a 319% gain on your investment. That's a 4.1x on your investment, guys. So you put in 10 grand, you're gonna be walking away with literally $40,000. Obviously, invest at your own risk, but this as a layer 1 blockchain right now does really open the door for a massive move to the upside, as it is one of the blockchains that is absolutely exploding right now in the price. That is my price prediction there for SEI in the next sort of 1 to 3 years, and then I would expect potentially higher than that in the future here. So if we're using that as the all-time high at $1.16, again, this will range just due to market caps and obviously the supply gradually being unlocked here. But you can see, and as you can see, the chart is different here. The last time that this got a market cap of $2.8 billion, the price was actually just roughly around 71 cents. So that basically means if we want to get to that same market cap again here, the same value invested in the asset, we're going to be looking at 71 cents as essentially the all-time high market cap, the all-time high amount that's been invested in the coin. So if you're using that as a target, I would like to say double that is quite achievable for a layer one. So that would be roughly around a $5 billion market cap, if I'm not mistaken here. Yeah, just over a $5 billion market cap. I think that's super achievable. If you look at blockchains like the likes of SEI, like the likes of Solana, obviously Solana's at $70 billion, SEI's at like $9 billion. So other layer ones like that have done considerably well. I think $5 billion for an asset like SEI is super achievable. Let me know what you think in the comment section of that price prediction, and also what do you think of SEI as well? Whether you've traded it, bought it, sold it, whatever it is, I want to hear from you and see basically what you think of this asset as well. If you like the asset, if you like the content, drop a little like, drop a little subscribe, and you're never going to miss one of my uploads here over on Crypto Chester. Thank you ever so much for watching, guys. Peace out for now, and I'll see you in the next one.